Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today I'll be sharing with you everything I crocheted in April 2025. Now this has become like a video log for me to have as a reference, and also I like to share with you everything that I've made for the previous month. Now the best way that I found that I would actually keep a track for myself is because I thought about all the fancy diaries and journals and everything you can imagine on the market. We have a digital version or a paper version, but I thought just a simple diary was what was going to do it for me. And I have dedicated 2 pages each month out of my diary pages where I just jot down, and I'll just show you here a little overview. I just jot down what I've made for that day or that week or whenever I finish a make. So the great thing is that I do have a pretty accurate running tally. Now, April was a fun month for me because coming after March into a fresh new month, after spending a whole month of making all these little makes for the markets, I only had about a week or two, of March to make anything for the markets. I actually had the time to crochet some larger projects and finish one of my whips that I really wanted to get done before the cooler weather arrived here in Sydney, Australia. So this video, I'll just remind you all, is not going to give you great detail about any of my makes. I'll just be showcasing them as quickly as I can, but I will try to link in the description box any videos that relate to the makes. And a lot of you, yarny friends that do hang out with us weekly, especially in our podcast, you would have seen a lot of these. But as I said, I'll try to link whatever I can for those of you that need more information. But of course, if you missed it in the past and you really want to know, just pop me a comment and I will endeavour to answer all your questions. So I'm going to get started with our very own cowls, and what's closest to my heart is our best dressed 18-inch doll cowl. And this month we had, or I should say in April, we had to make our doll, and this is my doll Dana, a pride dress. So here's her pride dress here. Now of course I will be talking to you about more detail about that in the next couple of days, because we will be showcasing everybody's pride dresses. Now our other cowl is our birthstones cowl, and I am making 1 square for each and every birthstone. And this month was the diamond, and we all know diamonds come in different colors, but I did make it white with some sparkle. And I have been using the Sunburst Granny Square, which is my favorite square at the moment, guys. Now I have used a lot of blanket yarn this month, I've realized, which I absolutely love, because I really need to get rid of a lot of my stock, that's not the word, my stash. So you'll see quite a few blanket yarn makes here. So just a few of these things are still coming from my market makes. One of them is a water bottle holder, or as Steve uses his for his heat pack. So these were actually very, very pretty and very quickly cooked to make, and I love that they have little beads on them. So I did make one of those this month. And what else did I make? Let me pop her to the side. Now, before I get on to some other things, let me try to get rid of as much of the big stuff so I can stack things on top. So I did make this beautiful, which I love. This is almost like a honeycomb color. This beautiful C2C blanket here. And it is a very nice size. Once again, using blanket yarn, which was excellent. I got through about, I think, 400 grams of mill-ends for that, so that's quite a nice size there. And then I made 2 cushions to match. Here they are here, and all they have is like a little slip, like the cushion cover, and I made little ties for them, so it's very easy to take them off and wash them. Now our friend Lynn at Lynn Penguin Creations, she had her birthday cowl, 2025 birthday cowl this month. So I'll show you all the makes I made for that, which includes this blanket yarn. Here it is here. So we had to do a granny in the round, and I made a beautiful rug, a floor rug for the yarn room. So this will go into the entrance. Again, blanket yarn, guys. I absolutely love this, and I had never done that before. So that was week 3, I think, for the cowl. The first week from memory were these little hearts, and I made a little pink heart. Lynn loves pink, So I'll pop that over there for now. And then one of the other weeks we made a little penguin. I think this was week 2, so I made a little penguin applique. Of course, Lynn loves penguins. And then just now, the last project that we made were these flower fidgets. And I made 3 of those. They're actually really nice. And all these things are going to my Random Acts of Crochet Kindness with our friend Rose, which leads me to my next makes. And I'm collecting all them for Are You OK Day at the end of this year. Now, Rose last month pulled out little flowers for our Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. And I crocheted mine, and then I put a little button in the middle, and I ended up making 4 of the pink. So there's 4 of the pink, 3 of the blue, I can't hold them properly, guys, and 1 of the green. So I ended up making 8. So they're going to go towards my Random Acts of Crochet Kindness, as I said, and I cannot wait to distribute them at the end of the year in our school staff room. Now, some more things that relate to the market makes. I did make 9, was it 9 or 8? 7. I think it was 7 of these little face scrubbies. That's all that I have left because I gave them the other ones away that didn't sell. And I did make 10 of the larger ones. So if you watch my everything I took to the markets video, and I'll link it in the description box, it shows you all of those. And they were larger ones and they all sold. So I made 10 of those and 7 of these. And for the markets, I had made some baskets, but also for my friend Seal, she wanted some baskets this size. In total, she wanted 7. I made 5 in March and I made 2 in April for her, but I did use this color yarn here, but they were these baskets. And she used them for her Easter gifts. She popped little Easter eggs in there and decorated them beautifully. And I did make 2 this size for the month of April. So let's pop everything else in there. Now, a huge accomplishment for April for me was finishing my hexagon cardie, or my Hexardi, for our friends KK and Kristen for their Cowl, the Hexardi Party 2025. And here it is here, guys. It actually fits perfectly, and I absolutely love that I finished it in time for our winter here, because it is autumn in Sydney, Australia. But let me tell you, we've had some very cold days. Although today the sunshine has started to shine and I'm so excited. So let's pop that one there. And now that I finished that FO, I was thinking that it might be a good idea that I work on one FO a month and see how far I get into it, rather than trying to finish them all at once. So behind you, I'm looking at some bags filled with FO, so I might choose one a bit later and try to work on it all month. Now, another blanket that I made in April and nearly completed, I just have to finish the border, is this beautiful granny square blanket here. So it does have a big granny square in the middle, and then on one edge I've got 4 larger granny squares, and on the other edge I've got 16 of the smaller ones. So as I said, this blanket is nearly complete. I just have to do 2 more rows of the border, but I thought that was a beautiful blanket, and I'd like to make some more using this same yarn. Now, another blanket that I was working on, let me just take these down, for April, and I almost forgot about it, was adding 3 more weeks, so 3 more squares to my temperature blanket, which is for my 60th birthday. So this is the 1965 temperatures that I'm working from, and they're the 3 squares that I added here. They will eventually flatten out like the rest, and I think this blanket is very, very happy looking, and I absolutely love it. So I'm glad I remembered to add those squares. Now, I've got one more market make here that I can see that I need to share with you. So I ended up making some beautiful crocheted flowers. I made some lavender. From memory, I made 11. And I also made 8 carnations. Absolutely love these. And 1 larger carnation. So most of them did sell, and I have gifted some, and I already have some on order from my children that I need to get cracking on. But for now, that's how many I made in April. Now, I also made an accidental chicken that made a lot of friends and made everybody smile, and here he is here, or she is here. She's got beautiful blue eyes. I absolutely love her. So let's pop her up there for now. And then I also made a couple of toys in April, and I made this little troll doll. My favorite part is his hair. He's absolutely gorgeous, right? So let's pop him over there for now. Now I did, of course, continue with Beanie of the Week. So we have 5 beanies for April. So let's work from, I don't know what order they're in. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to show you that there's 5 of them. This was the latest one. This one was just called an easy beanie. I think this is the candy sticks one from memory. This is the one, the hearts in a row. This is the sunflower beanie. Oh, and I can't remember the name of this one, but that's okay. You're not here for all of that today. So I did manage to make 5 beanies. Once again, they're going to, collecting them for my charity drives. And I did manage to make 3 more knitted beanies on my knitting machine, which I absolutely love. And looking around me, I think, guys, that's it. I think that's everything I crocheted for the month of April 2025. It was a relaxing month for me. So I hope, you enjoyed getting a little summary of everything that I crocheted. I wonder how many of you, made as many things as you would have liked. I did, as I touched on earlier, step back a little bit and made a few larger projects because I think I was getting a bit burnt out making all the little projects. But for now, I'm quite satisfied that, I can tick quite a few boxes off for April, and I will choose a whip for May to work on. I think that was a great idea that I had while we were hanging out together. I just love it when that happens. So, please share with us in the comments anything you'd like to share with us. Of course, if you have any questions about anything, please ask me about any patterns. But as I said, everything you've seen here, there's information amongst all my other videos, and I'll try to link as many as I can in the description box in case, you need some patterns or would like some patterns. Because, we all get inspired from each other to add something more to our crochet to-do list. That's the problem. Our list grows from here to the moon and back daily, pretty much. Anyway, thank you once again for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate that you take the time to just sit, and keep me company while I rattle on about everything that I love about crochet, because I know, I have like-minded friends, and it's just nice to know that we can keep each other company. So until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.